Hello everyone and welcome back to Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Now when we left off, last couple of episodes, we had finished Nagito's trial. Sadly, very sadly, found out that Jackie Nami was a traitor and she was the one that got executed. Which again was very sad. As you might have seen, I did start crying, well, heard and whatnot. I did start crying, but well. And then weird things started to happen, like glitches and whatnot, and then some of the executed and dead people came back alive, which is weird. Just weird things like that started to happen. And then we got sent to Hope's Peak Academy, which is where we left off, because where we left off was us doing some form of investigation into, I guess, the history of Hope's Peak Academy and things like that. So we just have to go around the school finding books and things like that
I knew you could do it!
Weird how he's glitched out once again. But yeah, so we are going to have to go through the school, go through Hope's Peak Academy, find different books and whatnot, to help out with some investigation into, I don't know, like the history, I guess, of Hope's Peak Academy and things like that. I don't exactly know what they will obtain, but yeah. And again, like I said, it's things like this, the glitching out and things like that, like the different blocks, and as you see in the podium there, like the different blocks that's happening right now as you glitch out. As you see at the podium, you've got, you know, blocks floating in the air, the doors, so I have no idea what's going on, but I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Huh? Well, that's weird. This is the hallway we walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Is this Monaco's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's quite persistent. Well, I'm not gonna fall for this trap. There's no way this will make me back down. This hallway, there's a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me? So I can't go in there. See this? Why are there like floating blocks and digital blocks, I guess you could say? I am really confused. What is going on? So we've got the dojo. So yeah, if anyone has seen my Danganronpa 1 playthrough, you will know that these are actual rooms from the first game. So is this dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside of the school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. Anything else? No? Also, as you saw in the gymnasium, I am still looking out for hidden Monokumas. But I guess this book thing here, the history of Hope's Peak Academy by Monokuma. What is this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons. A history of Hope's Peak Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this?
Let's start with history first, class. Hey,
reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. And what's the first to ask?
Well, that depends on the person.
So, just as I thought, Monokuma Maidens. Well, I mean, that totally explains how suspicious it looks, to be fair. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine. I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through pages. Introduction to Hope's Academy history, as narrated by the cutie character by the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Academy. Hope's Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni Anyway, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New talents are chosen through a scouting process. And the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research and talent. So they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department, who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilises a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy has seen an endless stream of applicants. Hope's Peak Academy is now available to talentless commoners, people who only care about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Right, okay. It's interesting because the Reserve Department is where I come from. Huh? The ending was so sudden. Like a manga that's suddenly cancelled in the middle of its run. Plus these phrases mentioned in this manga. The tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened. Right? This manga only mentions names, so I don't really know the details, but no. It'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. And that department is only built to collect money. I was one of those Reserve Corps students. Right.
But hold on. That's weird.
Oh. You're here again. Wait, what was that saying?
Ah, the thing that's weird is you, of course.
Huh?
Hey, Hey, why did you forget that you were part of the reserve department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that, too.
What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those reserve corps students.
I got it!
Or you willingly seal those memories yourself.
Huh?
You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though.
Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not
Come
it.
on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a reserve corps student.
Damn it! What the heck? Reserve department. Leave here. Yes, because there's no other books. Or at least nothing that seems to be out of the ordinary. Don't you? I think that should be it. How do I run? So you're off limits. We're right back in the dojo. Right, okay then. Why can we not go downstairs? 5A. Classroom 5A. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope Peak Academy. Huh. Wasn't the Tragedy of Hope Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? That's why Hope Peak Academy went bankrupt and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings, depicted characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the Tragedy of Hope Peak Academy occurred at Hope Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Izuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents, wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind. The Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope Peak Academy Student Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. A student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated, and the uprising began. And that heralded Hope Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope Peak Academy. Eventually that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited Danganronpa/Zero. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Host Peak Academy.
What irony! Regina is known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A town like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky you're incompetent.
Damn it! He always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before too, but looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. Sorry for that pause there, but I just had to message someone something. It was important, so... What Nagito said was genuine hope, but for Zuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents, so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, a reserve department. Here it said that reserve boy students in the reserve department would get notified. Then, what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Host Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic events in human history. It's a far worse incident. Right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student isn't a Zulu? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Is that? This is really messed up. All I was doing is raising more questions. Mysteries just keep piling up. I can't remember which way I have it now. Are we still doing this? Oh, it died. No. What is this? Biolab. What the hell is this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. I just stand still and might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Then you have this horrifying picture on the floor. There's another manga just laying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history? Hang on a second. Stay, but I'm doing a live stream. Sorry about this. Right, anyway, the next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? So what was that incident really all about? Might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right. Actually looks like Mikan, but it's terrifying either way. A story about creepily drawn characters that get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the reserve corps students was At first, the uprising by the reserve corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly. But the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. The movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths, to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realised what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. The feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etats began occurring around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. Because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organisation devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest and most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. It wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favourite restaurant. What's happened to them?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you?
Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy.
Enough! What is this messed up manga?
Okay, don't tell me then. I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world. You're not to remember now. Such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though. Thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from my brains.
This incident really happened and I actually forgot about it. There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real.
Hello.
Please understand, I'm ruining for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives to the outside world.
Nope. For some unknown reason, my headphones just got knocked off. Don't even know how. Didn't even touch them. But okay. I see. So that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning.
What, Henry?
Yada. We literally went through this yesterday. On the other hand, I'm worried about blah. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like. My main decision, whether you want to leave Jabba Home, just like here. Blah. He's trying to make us feel despair toward the outside world, so we'll want to stay on this island. There's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. And perhaps... No, that's definitely it. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this ultimate despair group? They're devoted to a certain student who guided Host Peak Academy to its destruction. They're connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Host Peak Academy. Plus, that organisation isn't just one person but a group of people. But if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they're actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called Ultimates. Then, are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use. I'm going to freeze to death. I'm at my limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Phew, that was close. I nearly froze to death. So where shall I go to next? Well, I've got to think, where haven't I been? That's the dojo. Okay, that's towards the dojo, because that just goes in the square. 5A? Have I been here? I think I'm pretty sure. I think I came here. Yeah, I came here. Ah, that's why. 5B. No, I should just ignore it. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see him.
Hiya!
Why?
Hang on.
There we go. Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. You're pleasingly well, right?
What are you doing here?
No!
Well, there's another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you my word of mouth?
You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place.
A high school student who doesn't like manga is a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots.
I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What do you need to tell me?
It's about that key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about ultimate despair!
Huh?
You ever know the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days?
Actually,
It was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and fair person alive! Her name's Juko, by the way, but she's dead, so you don't need to worry about her!
Because if you don't know, Junko Enoshima died in the first game because of Ultimate Despair. And yeah, so... a high school girl?
yes indeed.
Lady Junko Enoshima! I mean, not exactly a lady, but okay. You keep believing what you want to believe, Monokuma. You know, you keep believing what you want to believe. Junko Enoshima?
Hey,
As the former ultimate despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and hope, and created the ultimate despairs. There was only one really horrible person in that
don't
group.
fuck with me.
Hold on a second! I don't know about what the Ultimate Despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl.
Unbelievable.
Humans who are obsessed with that philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it. Yeah, holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in higher echelons of power.
Phew.
Her connections were the main reason that incident became a tragedy in the first place. So, well, I mean, she recruited people who would have been in a... So she even recruited people? Oh, so she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat?
Huh?
And what was their purpose?
What?
Like I said, why did they cause that incident? Doesn't even make sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose.
Hey,
Here's Junko Enoshima's despair! Huh? For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima!
What are you saying?
I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima herself is full of so much despair that she's totally hopeless. Living and dying, eating and loving. For her, everything is despair.
What the hell?
With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. And then I joined, and then you joined, and then she joined, and he joined, and And then Mikado Naeki joined.
Wait, Makoto?
Wait, how do you know about Mikado? Who's Mikoto? I'm Hajime. What do you want about? Anyway, she controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea has been slammed right into their minds. And so, the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima. Like leaders making offerings to their god. He must be the shit of God. Like a mother providing food for her children. They dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation.
Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what?
And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something they had to do.
There's no way something that crazy is possible.
What?
Do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy at Holsby Academy?
Final day?
In other words,
Oh, it's done it again! There we go. Again, the wire for the controller, not controller, the headphones came out.
Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history.
Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to reserved departments?
Of course!
They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to. And so, the 2,357 students of the reserve department all committed mass suicide.
Again, excuse me, what? 2,357 students committed mass suicide. You want me to believe that, Monokuma? You want me to believe that all 2,357 students committed suicide? That can't be true. If they did that, my god, we live in a world of despair. In the game, that is. Mass suicide?
What'd you say?
All 2,357 students?
Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded.
One person was excluded, huh? Is that me?
Damn it!
Best from the nether. That Teddy is scary. Honestly, yeah, kind of the point. Monokuma is weird. He is weird. That's the best way I can put it. Weird. Yeah. I mean, just going around talking about despair and mass suicide and whatnot, he just says it like he's talking about cheese. You know, it's just not right, you know? I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair, Junko Onishima? Doesn't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard!
Junko Onishima is already dead. Huh? Ah, look at that. It's Junko Onishima. We like Junko. We don't. Well, kind of. Reserve department has been updated. Is that... Ah. Now... we have to talk to Rico. Hey, Rico. Is it true what you said? Junko Onishima is really dead?
Huh?
What? You didn't see? There's a book called Manga for Morons Killing School Life in that bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait. What was that you said about this killing school life? Hey! Oh my god! Memories! Mondu Wada almost getting exploded by Monokuma. Everyone sitting around for a meeting, and then everyone being told they were going to kill each other. And then Genocide Show / Jack / Jill comes along and whatnot. And on the left hand side you've got Makoto, you've got Aoi Asahina, Makoto Naegi, Byaku Tagami, Yasuhiro Hakure, Kirigiri, Kyoko Kirigiri. And then that is the person who portrays Genocide Show / Jack / Jill, and her name is can't remember. But anyway, like all the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened at Host Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Killing school life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey!
For a manga about the killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed school life was Junko Onishima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Onishima is dead.
Like...
Turns out that killing school life was part of that whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students of Host Peak Academy, forcing them to kill each other. Former students of Host Peak Academy students of Host Peak Academy, and she took away the memories. That's just like us. Apparently the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing. Soon the whole case of Host Peak Academy were already known as symbol of hope, by forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival. They were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. That messed up plan was stopped. Junko and Ashima failed. Junko lost the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by despair she created, she took her own life. Then Junko is no more. No matter how troubled she was, no matter how horrible, no matter how horrible she was, there was no reason to fear someone who's dead. But the monocle story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko and Ashima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? If Junko and Ashima is already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble that. I mean, the killings we are involved in resemble that killing school like. Yeah. I can't read for the life of me for a minute. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko for making us go through this, but an imitation is just that. An imitation.
No shit!
If the students from Host Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to someone fake! But if this is really an imitation, those surveillance cameras the same too. All cameras, the cameras all over Jabberwock Island. And they broadcast into somewhere, just like the surveillance cameras during the killing school life. Killing school life. Ultimate Despair. Man, Hajime! You totally know about that story, huh? What? Do you have a problem with that?
Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to
What
draw
are you
it.
gonna do?
Oh, well, I'll just raise the flag.
Flag? What do you mean raise the flag? What's gonna happen if you do
Ooh,
that?
how exciting!
One step at a time. You're getting closer to clearing my character roots.
You're not making sense.
Well
again.
now,
Well then, I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise them flags like crazy.
Why are we on the 4th floor all of a sudden? Huh? It changed to a different hallway again. So sudden. What's going on to make something like this happen? No, we've already decided that. I'm not going to be surprised. That's right, there's no time for me to be surprised by something like this. Yep, thought so. Can't go into Chem in a minute. Can't go into 4B, or in fact 4A. Can't go into the data lab. Now I'm just looking out for Monokumas as well. Right, there we go. What about music? So, music room is alright then. Ow. No, don't do this again. Oh, it's frozen! Oh, I'm gonna have to do that all over again now. Fine, I'll have to do it all over again. Please give me about 10 minutes.